my birthplace when I was a young man, I stood down, knelt on the earth, and recalled learning that seeds take time to become giants like the ones behind me. And as I stood next to that oak tree in the park next to where I lived in my birthplace, hoping, learning, that was what I meant. I meant yearning to become, dreaming and longing to be a giant, right? Like these beautiful things here, these creatures, right? And it takes time, right? But not only time, because if we wait for that to happen and don't do our part, right? You know how it's going to work, yeah? It just won't. So to nurture the seeds until they not only bear fruit of their kind, the type that we need, right? We've got to take care of those plants. Not only for one season, but for each, right? Until we're due to expire and go on to the next Earth or planet or wherever the hell we're going. So, what was I going to say? Now my mind's just gone backwards, thinking I've said something wrong, thinking of things I was taught long ago about hell and all that crap, right? And I'm not interested in that. So the purpose of this piece was to talk about how I grew up being taught to dim my light, to not be big but to be small, because owning my power and speaking up, being more of myself, meant something bad. So when we equate power, being large, with something undesirable, that's lies going to thwart our growth. So what do we do there, right? G'day, good. So, just like a gardener with a green thumb that tends to the plants in the gardens, using that metaphor for our souls, our psyche, right? We've got to dig deep into the earth, right, to replenish the nutrients there and weed out those metaphoric weeds, right, that have taken root. There's no shortcuts to that. You've got to put in the work. And I've grown exponentially this year, right, in many ways. And I'm only just starting, right, because here's where I'm at and I'm not done. So by recognising this lifelong trend that I inherited by the influence of my mother in particular, who taught me to lie by being unwilling to be more of her and step into her power. And that meant she was doing the right thing by keeping the family together. She sowed into my soul a lie that I've inherited from her influence. And we deserve more. We're not here, we're not the trash can to hold rubbish in. We deserve more, right? Look, let yourself soar. Let yourself soar, yeah. You deserve more.